Hello there, Monday again. Mike and I are down at the shed again, and we're getting ready to work on the Sexy Girl cabinet again. So let me flip the camera around and let me show you what we're up to today. So Mike came down here yesterday and started the sanding and priming process on this table. This is the first coat. We still have some touch-up bondoing to do in some places where they had nailed some security boards and stuff on that we removed. So we're going to get that done and get this base color of white ready to apply stencils. So our biggest job for today is going to be cutting stencils, which is what?
We're applying
Decals. Thank you. So there's Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hey.
So as Mike was saying, we are making decals, not stencils. We're cutting vinyl and we are going to stick vinyl directly on this and leave it there. So I'll be showing you that in a little bit. But before I do that, let me show you something else that Mike got that we hauled in here the other day. It's a new digital pinball machine he bought off of eBay, picked up I think in the Richmond area. Anyway, the guy was selling this. It's a cabinet, 3 monitors, no computer. So we're going to have to add the computer to it and then load up the virtual pinball software. So let me turn that sideways. I know this is going to really wreck with you guys. But anyway, some pretty neat art on it. Not really Mike's style. He likes the older classic artwork, and we might rework the artwork on that. But anyway, it's a new addition to the shop, so we'll be working on this also in our spare time. And sorry for that focus going in and out like that, guys. But anyway, let me take you over into the other room and show you what we're going to do in there. So we have our vinyl cutter here. Mike ordered and received a bunch of sample colors, neat stuff that we can use. Plus we have the black and red. I brought with me in my camera bag here a small package of 12 by 12 multiple colors. And on my laptop here I have the software that will run this vinyl cutter over here, and I've already worked up the image files necessary. So the first thing I'm going to do is hook the laptop up, get a little workspace cleaned off over here where I can sit and work, and I'll bring up that software, and then I'll show you the cutting software that we are going to be working with. Now, I should just say that we didn't get the lavender color in, which unfortunately is the base color that we have to put down first. So since that isn't here, we actually can't stick any stickers on, but then we're not going to be ready with the cabinet to stick stickers on today anyway. So we're going to be cutting out the other stuff. There's like 8 different layers of colors that are going on this thing, so we have a lot of cutting to do. 8 layers and really 5 sides. We got the 2 big base sides, we got the base front, and we got the 2 back box sides. So we got 5 different sides with 8 different colors or layers. So yeah, there's a lot of cutting to do, and then once we get it all cut, we have to weed out the part that we don't need and put transfer tape on the top of it. So there's a lot of work to do here. So because we didn't have any power outlets back on that wall over there, I kind of rearranged the shop a little bit, and I pulled the table and the cutter over into this corner over here, which has 8 outlets on it, which is obviously more than enough to get the job done. I've temporarily set a roll of black vinyl on the back there, and we're going to start by cutting the black vinyl. I'll show you guys loading this up here in a minute, and I'll bring up the software on my laptop and show you the artwork that I have vectorized into graphics that we can cut. And then we'll go ahead and try and cut the black layer out and see how that turns out. So let me get you up on the tripod so it's a little stabler and get you in closer to the screen, and I'll show you the software first. Okay, what you're looking at here is the sexy girl artwork that we have done. All these individual colors are on different layers and can be separated out and put down. And these little blocks, there's like you see a black one there, a little pink one there, a little blue one here. These are all alignment tools, so when we plot these out, we can align up each of the layers. This, of course, is the right-hand side of the table looking from the shooting area. This is the front of the box, the left-hand one, and then that's the back box. It's identical on both sides. So we're going to be cutting these out one at a time. Interesting color there. Let me flip this around. Getting a little distortion in my, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm seeing little colored bands of lights and stuff. Sorry for doing it this way, looking at the screen, but it's all I have down here. So maybe when I get back to the house, I might overlay this with some screen captures. But I can't do that right here, so for now let's just go to the software that we're going to be using for cutting. And this cutter, which we got from US Cutter, comes with a copy called Vinyl Master Cut, which is included free. And Vinyl Master is a product that you can buy separately. But if you buy it with the plotter, it comes with some extra features that I'm actually not going to be using right now, but it comes with those extra features. So primarily you can bring in a bitmap. Let me try that again. You can bring in a bitmap graphic and it will trace it for you and turn it into vectors. I use Inkscape for doing that. So now that I have this open, I'm going to just say File, New Document to open a new document, and then I am going to come back here and I'm going to find my right side, and I've exported these as PDFs because it'll import those well. And I will accept the defaults, and then I'll pop that right there. I do not believe the page size has any effect. I don't know why they even waste their time. As a matter of fact, I can come down here. Well, I thought I could. Yeah, I can turn the page off so it doesn't bother me. So now you can see my machine, my thing there, so I can click on this icon to say cut it, and since it's already all vectorized and everything, it'll come over here to my cut file, and it shows all these different colors. Now I used a different color for each layer, so I have 8 different layers that need to be cut. Right now I want to cut the black layer, so that's the black layer, and everywhere there's an outline is what gets left. Everything else will get what's called weeded away. So we'll peel that vinyl off and remove it. And I will probably do that right after cutting, just to make sure it's cutting okay before I go on and do any additional cutting. But you can see that this is 49 inches, so just a little over 4 foot of vinyl is going to get used to cut out this piece of black. So the next thing I need to do is load up the vinyl in the printer and get it aligned so that it's running straight, and then we can go ahead and cut this out. Come to watch, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately I've picked black, so that keeps you from being able to see anything that's going on. And I'm not sure how effective this video is going to be. Let me move you over here. You can kind of see where the black vinyl is lining up on these hands. Now with some controls up here on the top, I'm going to start moving this vinyl around, and what's required is that the vinyl moves in and out without sliding around, without drifting. And back on the back here, there's some 3 latching rollers that will let me move this. So the first thing I do is just pull this and I tighten up on the roll so that the roll is kind of level all over, and that's my first spot. And then I'll tighten up these rollers and I will push it, and you can see how the vinyl is drifting away as it's moving. So I need to loosen this up, jockey it around a little bit, and keep doing that until I get it aligned. Now what I'm going to do once I get this aligned is I'm going to put a piece of tape on the front and back to show me where square is. There, on the better models, there's a ruler on the front and back that you can align to, but I don't have that here, so I have to do this manually. So I'll lift these up and I'll pull this in a little bit, tighten it back down, and then move it in and out again. Still moving off. Well, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I think I'm going to turn the camera off because guys don't need to watch me hunt and peck at this, and I'll see if I can get that lined up, and then I'll bring you back and show you when it's working. Okay, maybe I was just camera shy or something. It just took one more try after I turned off the camera to get it to work. So if you watch that area right there, you can see that it tracks fairly straight. Now it still drifts just a little bit, but as long as I can get my 4 feet out without it drifting and it returns back to where it started from, then I'm okay. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to come back just a little more. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and send this file out to the cutter to be cut. I have previously aligned this up and set the blade and everything, and that's a separate thing I'm not gonna film, but if you're interested in doing that, there are videos out there on how to set the blades. But the blade is permanently set in here and sticking out the thickness of the vinyl, and the idea is to cut through the vinyl without cutting through the backing, and if you got it set right, it'll do that. So and I meant to bring my X-Acto knife down here, and I forgot that too. We might want to put something cleaner than the floor down under this, because it's rolling down onto the floor and it's picking up a lot of dust and debris. But that'll wipe off. I mean, it's not critical. It just might dull the blade. I think this is probably the end of it. It's just cutting the box around it.
You mean this thing doesn't have a motor?
Okay. Okay, and with that, we are done. Let me take you off the thing here, it cut it all, it ejected out some vinyl so that it can be cut off, and then we're going to take it over to the table over there and weed it. So we'll bring it back when we have it up on the table. Okay, we've cut off the excess vinyl, and the first thing I'm going to do is start by weeding away the outside area. There's a little excess vinyl here, so I'm going to try and catch the outside area here. It's generally pretty easy, and if the cutting has worked correctly, this should just peel off, and there should be a perfect square. I'm going to cut this just so I don't have to deal with pulling it down two sides. And it looks like the cutting depth is still good for this vinyl. Okay, so that's the first of it. I'm going to need to get myself a trash can. I don't have one here. Now let me look at this very carefully. So I've done a couple of tests with this stuff, and in all of the tests I've done, I have messed up and pulled away stuff that's supposed to stay. So let me go look at my video. I'll be right back. Or look at my imagery, I should say. Okay, for some reason it cuts this little band around here, and I don't know what it does that for, because this is just trash. So we get rid of that. And now the really big piece, and Mike is going to be here, so hopefully he can help me with this one, because so I got interrupted by a phone call on my camera, on my phone. So Mike sat down and took over the weeding process. It's not hard, just a little tedious, and you have to be careful. Okay, so we laid this down on the box just to see what it's going to look like. I am going to try to use the cutter to cut this piece out again and replace it on here. So in order to do that, I need to edit my, my graphic and put that on the cutter and cut it. So I haven't done that before. I'll bring you over there and show you what I'm doing. Okay, like I said, I have never done editing in this software before. All I should need to do is delete all the black I don't want. And I think I can do that by selecting nodes and deleting them, I think. There's probably an easier way to do this. No, that's not going to do it. Let me see if I can. Okay, all of this is not working well, so I'm going to abandon this and go back to Inkscape and edit my source file and just bring back in another one. So I'm not going to film that. Well, that was a lot easier. I edited the file in Inkscape and deleted everything except for this one little line. And now I'm going to go ahead and send this out to the plotter. So I'll get my plotter set up and aligned, and then okay, I'll bring you guys back over here again just so you can watch a little bit. This should be very, very quick. I will hit cut now. Proceed. Interesting focal thing there. What? There you go. Discussing how we're going to line up the new line that we just cut with the old line, and we're going to try to take a marker and see if we can mark on this slick paper. We don't know if we can or not. But we're going to give it a try. So it doesn't have to be much, just enough to get it to line. I don't think it's going to though.
It's not going to stick.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So we'll probably use masking tape or painter's tape. Yep. So Mike's grabbing some of that. Might stay there a little bit, but here, let me.
Did you try to wipe it?
I did, and it
That would be good enough
kind
to
of
see.
it kind of stayed. So
It'll be good enough to see, I think.
yeah, the problem is we only got one chance at this, you know. I don't want to do the whole thing all over again. So let me do this too.
Well, we're asking a lot to be able to peel that and stick it there.
No, you're not. Here, now give me the thing, the marker. Okay, so that's the very tip right there. And then we'll put another piece of tape over here. And I think it's a little crooked, so that. Okay, now we're gonna weed this piece. I don't think I'll film that. It's just like that big sheet. I'll bring you back when we got that pulled off of there. Okay, that only took a second, and I got that repair piece out. Now I'm going to get a piece of clear transfer tape and put it on top of here. Can you guys see me where I'm working there? I'll move that over. Can I cut on your table, Mike?
Sure.
I'll cut on top of the paper. Hopefully I won't score it up too badly. I knew that would
Yeah. Put all this sticky stuff down on that decal. Definitely got to get some brand new sharp razors.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay, now that we got that mounted on the transfer tape, we can do the transfer operation. I'm going to have to move you guys out of the way a little bit here, move you back some. Hopefully you can see from back there. Now, first thing I'm going to do is peel off this damaged one. And then we will start with this one. We'll do it just like we do a table, right? We just,
Yep.
actually, you know what?
A stencil.
Yep. Just so you got something to line up on. Okay. Okay, if we line that up right there, and I get this lined up right there. Okay, our hinge is down. Okay.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, all I gotta do is get it to stick and come off the transfer tape.
Yeah.
That might be it.
You're
might
gonna have
be-
to leave that transfer tape. Take it off after we stick it.
Yeah, you know, it won't, I guess double layer transfer tape won't hurt anything.
No, it won't hurt nothing.
Except we won't be able to tear it. Let me try, let me see if I can get it off. I may not be able to, but. No, I think you got a point. Let me peel this off. In case you couldn't hear what Mike was saying, we're going to leave the transfer tape on there. We're going to cover the whole thing with another sheet of transfer tape. And then when we put it on, we'll peel that off. So that fixes that. And we are ready to start the next black vinyl. That should have taken 10 minutes. It's, what, 2 hours? But anyway, I don't think I'm going to film the cutting. I'll bring you back maybe when we have it weeded out and show you what it looks like. Okay, we've got the new layer printed out. That actually took us longer than it should have because we accidentally printed out, and by we I mean me, accidentally printed out the purple layer on black, so that was a total waste of 4 feet of vinyl. But we recouped and printed out the right one, and Mike and I are going to sit down here and start weeding this out. I'm not going to film it this time, so hopefully we won't make any mistakes that you guys could laugh about, and we'll bring you back when we got the second one. And we also hung the first one up here to give us a reference so we can see where the lines approximately are. Of course, it's mirror image, you know, because this one's the other way around. But we'll work at it. We'll get it cleaned out. Hey, we got the second one weeded out, and we only made one minor little boo-boo. If you see up here, there's a pair of eyeballs, or actually, well, they're eyes and eyelashes, and they are missing from this one. Now, this one has a little bit of a pubic patch, or maybe bikini bottom, depending on what you want to believe it is, which we accidentally took off of that one. So we'll have a little touch-up stuff to do later on. But other than that, the rest of the weeding out turned out okay, and probably took us about maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15. Excuse me. So anyway, looks good. But it is almost 4 o'clock, so I am going to have to quit for today. So this is going to end this. So to finish the black layer, we still have the piece that goes on the front of the box and the 2 little pieces that go on the back. Now both of those, or all of those, are small enough pieces that it should only take a few minutes, but it's going to have to wait for another day. So, it's Thursday today, Mike? It is Thursday. Mike is over here. I'm here. We're down at the shed, and we're going to do a little more vinyl cutting. That vinyl cutter is a little noisy, so I'm talking loud. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. But our purple came through, so we have our base color. But we realized that I didn't really design any kind of good alignment thing. This red layer is independent and goes to the very edge, so we decided to cut it first and try and place it to see if we can use that as the alignment for all the rest of them. So we're going to do that today. Okay, we have our first item cut out. We did make one mistake. There should be 2 little alignment squares like this, one here and one down there somewhere, and unfortunately we pulled that off, and by we again I mean me. So we'll be more careful with the next one, and hopefully we can figure out where that alignment mark ought to sit. So anyway, the second one is cutting right now, and we'll be weeding it out in just a moment. I want to show you guys this real quick, so I'm handheld and I can't do it all at once, but we're laying down the transfer tape. You can see it's stuck here, and it'll peel this vinyl off, so that, or we'll peel the backing off to lay it on the table. And what we're doing is we got just another roll of vinyl in front of here, and we're pushing on it, which is slowly decanting that tape while simultaneously pressing it down to the table. I saw this technique on some YouTube I watched about how to do large vinyl things, and it looks like it's working really great. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. So I've cut a couple of notches in the backing paper and transfer paper. This is going to line up with the back bottom corner of the box, and this is one other alignment point. That's really all we've got to align on, because none of the rest of that stuff except maybe this edge right here, if it's exactly right, will come to the very front of the unit, but we'll see how that comes out. Okay guys, we're working really high up here, so that's about the best angle I can get on my tripod. We laid this piece down. We're going to get ready to put it down. Did you find the burnishing tool? Yeah, I guess we did. Our scale is a little off. We're a little larger than we need to be, but we've decided to go with it as it is. We don't think it's going to make any difference in the long run. So we're just going to go ahead and start putting this down. So I think we'll start on this end, and we'll.
Do you want to put some weights on this?
Yeah, let's do that.
Our standard
weight.
drill index solder gun kit.
Yep. So we're going to do like we always do. We're going to go ahead and put some weights down. We're going to peel the backing off and cut it off, and we'll start sticking the vinyl down, and then we'll work our way down the table that way.
Need scissors, right?
Yep. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. And it looks like it's laid down nice. Hopefully in time it'll get nice and permanently stuck and won't come off. So now we got 7 more layers to put on here.
Let's do the next color. I guess that would be purple, right? Yes.
Yes, purple's definitely the next color. They're cut out and lined up. I forgot to turn the camera on, so we're sitting here just getting ready to peel it off. You want to start on that end?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter to me either. Okay, next step is to put the silver down, which is the ball here and the plunger here. And we're going to get those down next, and then we're going to put the black on top of it. Okay, we have the black layer ready to go on.
We need to be very precise here because it's on. If any of that red sticks out, we're going to have to cut it out. So, in other words, I'm saying this mark probably needs to go that way a little bit.
It has a little glare to it, but you can see these colors are just absolutely awesome. That looks really, really good. I think this is going to be a success when we get it all done. So it's a lot of work. I mean, we've got, what, 6 hours in this for 2 people, so we got about 12 hours into this already, and we're only doing, this is only one side. So there's going to be, you know, a 48-hour week getting involved. But we're getting better at it, so maybe the next one, I'm sorry, I'm drifted off here. Maybe the next one will work a little bit faster.